You are all welcome to this year's annual presentation of the seasonal climate prediction and the 2020 State of the Climate publication. It is my privilege and pleasure on behalf of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency to welcome you here today. Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this event has become a yearly practice for over 10 years now and is done in fulfillment of the NIMET mandate to provide timely, accurate weather and climate forecast, as well as advisories to Nigerians against possible adverse effects and extreme weather and climate events that may affect various sectors of the economy. These include agriculture, aviation, transportation, water resources, disaster risk management, marine, engineering, tourism, sport, and so on. Such information or advisories provide early warnings and promote early preparedness and planning by all stakeholders in the country. You may recall that in 2020, the public presentation was held early enough in January to allow adequate planning and policy formulation. But shortly after the presentation of the forecast, the nation and different parts of the world were ravaged by coronavirus pandemic, that is COVID-19, which brought serious challenges to most nations in the world. The pandemic was then followed by extreme events in form of floods and high-intensity dry spells. It is worthy to mention here that most of the observed extreme events were well predicted by NIMET in its 2020 predictions, with only a few places experienced very unusual extreme rainfall and temperatures beyond and below normal threshold set in the predictions. The World Meteorological Organization, WMO, recently reported that 2020 was one of the hottest years in history. This statement is corroborated with reports of warmer than normal temperatures, especially during the hot season in most parts of Nigeria in 2020, as predicted earlier by NIMET. We are very glad to report that despite the many challenges caused by COVID-19 during the year 2020, we have been able to meet with much of the expectations of our stakeholders, particularly in the aviation, security, and defense and disaster management. For example, throughout the national lockdown period, our meteorologists remain on 24 hours operational duties to provide aeronautical meteorology information needed for sub-air navigation for especially essential and humanitarian flights and military operational activities. The unusual phenomena observed in the previous year is mostly attributed to climate change and variability, which has continued to affect global weather and climate, and sometimes make prediction over certain places a very difficult task for scientists. There is the need, therefore, for all stakeholders to fully embrace climate-smart tools such as the NIMET Seasonal Climate Prediction Advisory in the face of climate change challenges. It is said that when hunters learn to shoot without missing, birds too learn to fly without perching. In the same vein, since climate change has continued to wreak havoc on man and his environment, it is wisdom for us to learn to be climate smart and more serious in taking scientific, informed decisions, such as the NIMET Daily Weather and Seasonal Climate Prediction Advisories. Effort has also been made by the agency to translate the seasonal climate prediction document into 3 major languages, Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo, to encourage wider use in the country. This wouldn't have been possible without our stakeholders' contribution, collaboration, and support. This year, we shall continue with aggressive drives towards getting the prediction downscaled to the lowest level in the society, in conjunction with state and local governments throughout the country. In this regard, we shall particularly appreciate the cooperation and support of our royal fathers who live and work directly with the people operating at the lowest strata of the society. Honorable Minister, sir, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to acknowledge that your account's support, contribution, and feedbacks have been very helpful in improving the seasonal climate prediction from year to year. It may interest you to know that some of the testimonies by our stakeholders have been well documented and published in the 2021 edition of the document to build the confidence of users. Furthermore, a recognition of the importance of the annual rainfall prediction and other early warning products and services, that the agency under your guidance and support is being empowered and positioned for more strategic partnership. We have, in collaboration with universities and higher institutions, increased from 54 to over 200 meteorological stations in the country, and this is still ongoing in all parts of the country.